Awesome. Okay, I think we are live, team. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the last official week, technically week 8 of CMSA D&D League Season 3. Our group is going to have one more makeup session probably next week. Same time, not our regular time, 4 p.m. So keep a lookout for that. In the meantime, how's everyone doing today?
If I don't find out what this
So
pool of
good.
radiance
I have
is,
a
I'm gonna
cat.
burst.
We've got cats. We've got pools of radiance. I love it. That's amazing. Awesome. Okay, team. Well, I'm going to go ahead. I just have one announcement for this week. Just a reminder announcement before we go ahead and get started. So, just as a reminder, we will be hanging out at the North End. We CMSA eSports. We'll be out at the North End in North Halstead in Chicago on Friday, October 4th at 7:30 p.m. We'll have free pizza. We'll have the opportunity to chat and visit with each other and mingle with other leagues here in CMSA eSports. So if you have the time, please join us. We'd love to see you. Yeah, I think it'll be a great time. Hopefully, a couple of us will be able to make it. So yeah, we'll see you there. All right, team. So last week we got into some antics. Tal, would you be interested, please, in giving us a little context for what happened last week?
Yeah, so basically, last week we started in the archives, which is where we still are, more or less. We were looking for Garda Greenleaf, who Allison Behringer, the sneaky number 3. And Castro Brandywine joined us as we sort of looked through the archives. We came across Ellison's body, dead, next to two of the books that were originally stolen that we were looking for. There were some pages removed, and it was clear that they were related to the Pool of Radiance. And so we're pretty confident that Ellison is doing something involving that. Unfortunately, shelves started falling on us, and then we may have entered into a room with some banshees, which may have been inadvisable. And they did almost kill us, but were unsuccessful, which was nice. Um, and
Nice.
then we entered another creepy looking room, which did not immediately kill us, but did lead to these very stinky like sewer tunnels with bugs not related to the bug who we know and love. Yeah, and had a fight there, and we found a bag that it seems that Ellison left behind, with the list of books, map with the location Rithnax, I believe, circled at a location east of the city, and also this note. So it seemed we, sort of know where Ellison is going now and are just hanging out in the sewers.
Amazing. Okay, so
Shout out Josh for jumping in the sewer to get the bag.
exactly,
Yes.
yes.
No, I failed.
So
I mean, I got the bag, but I failed to
you
break
got
it.
You secured the bag, sis.
yeah, so okay, so yeah, we have the bag. You've kind of rifled through it. Josh is dripping wet at the moment. What do we do now that we have all of this information? You kind of rifled through it a little bit. You found this note with the name Rithnax, and I think I don't recall if Tal you mentioned this, but specifically, I believe Auntie knows that the location is a swampy region, kind of outside of just outside of the city. Specifically, sorry, I'm getting my notes in order. Specifically, it's it's known as the Twilight Marsh. It is a large swamp east of Flan, that is circled on the map with this name Rithnax written over the top.
And any pools of radiance out there? But while we're deliberating, I'll just look over at Josh and say, "You stink," and use prestidigitation to clean him. Just zapping little bits of sewer sludge.
Sorry, I guess.
That's all right, dear. We'll get it taken care of.
All for a worthy cause.
I mean, first things first, I'd love to get out of this sewer.
Yeah, I
This isn't the kind of water I wanted to be around.
Yeah, I mean, there's the stairs with the light at the end of them, so I feel like we would probably go up those.
Yeah. I'm down to do a little hiking.
Awesome. You make your way up the steps, and you emerge in this kind of very wooded area. Very little by way of kind of development. You're pretty far outside of the city at this point. And it's probably like midday at this point. Pretty clear day, but you emerge from this sewer area. Pretty far outside of the outskirts of the city. What do you do upon emerging from the sewers?
Did we exit in the direction of the Twilight Swamp?
I mean, like, so when you exit, it's like an open area. So, I mean, yeah. I mean...
Yeah, but, like, the side of the city, because, like, we were down in these
yeah.
weird catacombs. Clearly, we made it, like, outside of city limits. And then as we come back up into the sun, we're, like, on that side of the city, like, towards the swamp.
Yeah, yes, you are.
I really wanted to know what that pool of radiance was, but I think we might have some business in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, I don't know if we can pass up. I don't even know if we have the paperwork to get into the keep yet. So I don't think we can pass up the opportunity to check this out.
Count on bureaucracy to slow things down. I'll look at Tim, who's just been a little quieter as we've bashed our way through the bugs down below. Tim, what do you think?
I think there's a path ahead of us. We should take it.
Direct. I like it. Well, like you said, no time wasting time. We gotta get there before this scrawny little slip of a nasty, slimy archive sneaker gets away and does whatever it is they're gonna do in the swamp.
Auntie, do you know where the swamp is then?
I know where the swamp is? Question mark.
You do. You're
Of course I know where this swamp is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't spend all those decades living out in the woods for nothing. I know where to find a swamp.
All right, off we go.
All right, you pack up your gear. You start walking along the road. The map and Auntie lead you east along the Flan path, and before long, the Twilight Marsh lies before you. It appears to be dark and foreboding. As you get a closer look at the marsh, you see on the horizon there is a large mound that rises from the swamp with a gaping black hole in the side. In front of the hole, you see a small campfire that is dancing in the gloom. You see that there's a man by the fire beside what you assume is a large black dog curled up at his feet, but those assumptions are quickly melting away as you form the belief that this is actually a pair of leathery black wings that are unfurling from this creature. You see that this creature's neck cranes towards you before muttering something in a strange, guttural tongue. Does anyone speak Draconic?
I do.
I think Josh might.
Amazing. That's so good. Okay. So as you hear, a couple of you hear this guttural sound, those of you who speak Draconic, so Josh and Auntie, you hear, "Oh, visitors," in this deep, gravelly voice. You see the man by the fire just kind of like slowly looks up. It almost looks like he's in pain, exhausted. What do you do upon seeing this creature notice you and this man notice you?
I'm gonna tap my throat. I think Auntie understands Draconic really well, does not speak it very well, is gonna try and like croak out a like, "Hail and well met, stranger."
Okay. As you do that, you see this creature very clearly, some sort of dragon or worm, kind of lifts up. He looks at this man sitting behind him, and he says in this guttural tongue, "Friends of yours, Ellison?" And Ellison looks at them, and he looks up at the dragon, and just kind of like shrugs. All of you notice pretty easily that this person, Ellison, clearly the person you have been searching for all this time, he looks so tired. It looks like he hasn't slept in many days. And in fact, it looks like he's pretty ill at this point. As you look him up and down, you can see that his left leg appears to be freshly bandaged, but the blood from his leg has already totally soaked through the bandage. And it also looks like he has excessive burns on his hands and arms, as well as his face, almost to the point that it looks like something exploded in his face or caught fire near him. So he's not looking too great. The dragon looks back towards you, and he rears up, lets out this big, almost like a yawn, as his wings are totally unfurled, almost as if he's trying to show that he's, big and strong. And as you do that, you can
display.
see. Yeah. As you do that, everyone give me a perception check, please.
So I lied. Josh does not know Draconic.
Okay.
Oh.
So
I'm the only one
He only
hearing.
knows Common and Elvish.
Okay.
I got a 7.
I also got a 7.
Okay, cool.
Twinsies.
I got a 9.
I got an 11.
Okay.
Done.
Amazing, team. You don't notice anything.
Oh
okay.
no!
Josh doesn't?
Uh-oh.
What did Josh get? 11?
An 11.
Yeah, nope.
I'll very quickly, under my breath, just like relay everything I just heard to the group.
Amazing. Okay, this dragon, does this yawn, does this big display of kind of strength, and he says, "We don't get much visitors to my part of the swamp here. It's wonderful to see adventurers brave enough to face the all-powerful Rithnax, of whom you are speaking. Welcome to your demise. What brings you here today?" Well, don't everyone speak at
demise?
once. What are your last words?
Oh, goodness.
Is this the hospitality of a dragon, as wise as... Oh, wait. I'm the only one who understands him. Okay, I relay that too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm gonna say nothing and just assume I'm spending this whole time repeating things, and that everybody sees my eyes go real big as he says, "Welcome to your demise. What are your last words?"
He says, "You seem to be the only, how should I say, smart one of the group. That is disappointing. I did hope for a challenge today, but I suppose that will do. Well, as I was alluding to, before I crush you all into nothingness, I'm happy to have a conversation to let you know a little about myself, and I'd like to know a little bit about you, just so that I can make sure that you're not someone important that I should be obliterating, but I look at you, let's be honest."
Allow me just a moment to convey your greetings and condolences to my companions. I think we should.
We don't look important. I thought we were important.
You're very
We're
sweetie.
Is there a so they don't speak Draconic is what I'm getting at. I'll switch.
They don't speak
I'll
Draconic.
switch to my other tongue so that they might be able to understand the doom that awaits them soon, rather than having going through a third party such as yourself. He switches languages to Common upon understanding that you all are just you're not smart enough to know multiple languages. Yeah, you're very basic. He switches back over to or switches to Common, and he says, "Okay, now allow me to repeat myself. You're all going to die. Any last words? What brings you here?"
What? We're gonna. Auntie, you didn't say we were gonna die.
That's because we're not, dear. Now, understand, we have come here to your illustrious swamp on a little bit of business with that fellow behind you. I see no reason why we can't handle this amicably as involved creatures. Surely
Oh, you mean
you don't want to
this
strain yourself?
pawn behind me, Ellison? Yes, he's been a great lackey. Yes, with the cult of the dragon. He leaves a lot to be desired, considering how weak he is, and I mean, just look at him. It's obvious that he is quite shall we say, just bad at what he does. Ellison just kind of like rolls his eyes, and it's just kind of like, you can tell that he's just kind of like defeated, totally defeated.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I roll insight to see any evidence of him being like magically compelled or like under obviously under great strain. He hasn't slept in a couple days, but like, just like any vibes that like, hey, maybe this wasn't all voluntary on my part.
Yeah, go for it. Give me an insight check.
Oh, Ellison, let's see if we can not kill you. That is a natural one. He has to die.
Oh my gosh.
So after Ellison kind of hears this taunting from Rithnax, he says, I brought you the pages. I told you that I told you I would do it, and I did it." And Rithnax says, yes, you're quite effective at that. They're quite dirty and creased, which is unfortunate. But, I don't think that it will be too much of a holdup for my masters. Especially now considering that everyone is now powerless to stop me. Of course. And Ellison is just kind of like, still just kind of, he goes silent again, just kind of like, what am I doing here?
What does a great dragon like you need with a few wrinkled pages of random book stolen from the city?
Oh, well, you see, I am being well paid to serve as a courier to bring these documents to the Cult of the Dragon. And they are paying me quite well, obviously, because they are terrified of me. And so that's kind of what's going on here. I'm helping the Cult of the Dragon take over Farron, bringing them some pages that they asked for that will make my life a lot easier because I won't have to do it all myself. I suppose we'll be able to get more risen dragons or something. But that's the plan. That's the deal. That's what's been going on. Yep, getting these pages to the Cult of the Dragon, who are terrified of me, like everyone else.
That is so thoughtful of you to go out of your way to give us all the details.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to switch to Draconic so my companions can't understand me and say, you are a shriveled little pathetic wormling full of bile and venom. And despite the way you try and justify it to yourself, you're still running around taking orders from a bunch of humans. How pathetic to see such a great dragon fall so far. And I'm afraid you'll have to die now.
And he hears this and he says,
And then Josh goes, yeah, what she said.
and Rithnax hears this. Rithnax hears this, and you can see he's like stunned for a moment to see the intellect coming from this mere mortal. And he says, "Oh, you know what? Well, you are dead." And let's roll initiative.
There we go. I was about to say,
Yep.
This is very like fun and quirky background music for like fighting the dragon. Do 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 do.
Oh, I accidentally closed my initiative box.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Let me. Here, I'll just roll it for you if that's cool. Oh, well, that's good because you
that's fine.
you got the highest. So.
Well, I always get the highest.
Of course. Okay, so you see this, Josh, you're not really sure what was said, but you see that Rithnax looks a little appalled by whatever was said by Auntie, and he rears up and he's getting ready to attack, but you are able to get the drop on him before he does anything. What do you do?
I'm going to, because I've been wanting to use this, I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself, and give myself Bear's Endurance. So the target has advantage on con checks, and gains 2d6 of temporary hit points, which are lost when the spell ends.
Anything else, or is that?
Is it? I don't really know how that showed up in the chat. Refund resource. I'm not really sure what that means.
Oh, that's fine. That means you've used it.
Okay.
No, that's good. Okay, so yeah.
Cool.
So who are you going to bestow this upon?
So I'm just gonna. Oh, myself.
Amazing.
That-
Cool. Awesome.
So I'm gonna roll 2d6. Or if you can do that faster than me, that would be great.
Yep.
Oh, wait, here. Okay. Nine. Alright, and then I am going to remind Tim that he has one of my bardic inspirations.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna move over a bit away, and that'll be all.
Awesome. Okay. Next up is Ellison. He sees this happening. He sees Rithnax kind of attacking. Ellison runs behind the cave, kind of looking for cover. He kind of like hobbles his way behind the cave, and that's what he's going to do his turn. Auntie, you're up. What do you do?
Alrighty. Can these like rocks and trees off to the left, could I get like partial cover behind one of those?
Totally.
Perfect. So I'm gonna bonus action shift, get my 6 temp HP, increase my movement to 40, do my whole nasty crackling bone pop thing, and then I will start muttering, Theodore, come to me! And my ghostly spirit is going to reappear right next to the dragon, and then I'm gonna run 40 feet. Or probably not all 40, but just like get behind that rock that's next to Bug, maybe. Just like get somewhere, wherever I can get covered there on like the left side. That's where I'll go.
Okay, so there's your spirit, and then you're gonna go like here-ish.
Yeah, and I can summon the spirit anywhere within 90 feet, so I'm just gonna summon it right next to the dragon.
Perfect. Okay.
So then my little guy is gonna make one attack, which is my spell attack modifier to hit, so that is gonna be a 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Hell yeah. And then that's gonna be 1d8 plus 6 necrotic damage, and he's got to succeed on a DC, I believe 16. 1 second. Yep, DC 16 Wisdom save, or be frightened of my ghosty.
Okay. 21.
That is more than 16. So, for the damage, it's gonna be... Okay. 13 necrotic damage.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, your spirit lunges out and just tries to do damage. I mean, it does, but you can see that it's it doesn't look like he's a beefy boy is what I'm getting at. So yeah, it does some damage. He's got a long way to go. It looks like he just kind of like looks down at the spirit without any fear in his eyes, and just like you see acid beginning to pool out of his nostrils.
Oh, great.
So I get the sense that he... I know it didn't do a ton of damage to him, but do I get any sense of because he is resistant, perhaps, to that? Okay. It's just that he's a big old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Big old boy with a fat stack of HP. All right. Yeah, and he's just going to hide behind the rock and say, all right, you guys got this.
All right. Okay, next up is you begin to see the water near all of you beginning to churn. I'd like all four of you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh no. Oh! Nat 20
Nice.
plus 1 for 21.
10.
Oh wait, that was just the check. Saving throw would be the same thing. Yeah, never mind.
I got a 5.
10, 5, 20.
No.
14.
14. Okay. Okay, everyone except Auntie. You look off
Great.
into the water. You see it beginning to bubble a little bit as the surface begins to get a little agitated. And you see these 4 pillars of water rise up from the swamp, and they crash into you and begin to... It's some sort of magical, almost like a tide is beginning to pull you all into the water. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. All 4 of you are pulled by these pillars of water further into the swampy water. You're all prone at the moment, and that is going.
Even Auntie?
What's that?
Even Auntie or no?
Even Auntie. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Not Auntie. You're right. Thank you.
Oh yeah, let me stay behind my rock.
Yes. Auntie, you're able to kind of like dodge out of the way before this pillar of water is able to engulf you. Okay, next up is the next thing you see is Rithnax begins to stand to his full height once again, his wings unfurled, and he's going to bite at this undead spirit. First attack being an 18 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Okay, dealing 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it is going to attack you with its claws as it reaches forward for an 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
Amazing. Okay, and then his other
That's
claw,
right, Theodore.
20.
20 hits.
Okay. Dealing 13 more points of damage with his claws. That's going to be the end of his turn. Bug, you're up. What do you do?
Bug is going to. It takes movement to get up to prone, right?
Yes, I believe it's half your movement.
Half movement. Okay. Okay. So Bug is going to get up and is going to move forward to hide next to Auntie,
Okay.
and that's as much as I can do at the moment.
Okay. Next up is Tim. What do you do?
Well, I will stand up so I'm no longer prone. And, you know what, I will also move to the side behind these, try to take at least some half cover, and I'm just going to cast a guiding bolt.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay, they updated their thing a little bit.
Oh
A
my
30
god,
hit
absolutely.
with the inspiration.
Yeah, Tim is pissed.
Well, no, I'm just remembering that great song Josh sung to me earlier, and it focuses my attack so much.
Of course. Inspired. Yeah, just inspired.
Could you sing a little bit of that song? Just remind me real quick.
Me or Tim?
I want to hear it from the source.
It always comes back to magic.
Beautiful. You see Rithnax begin to cry tears of acid as he hears it, actually.
And they take 19 points of radiant damage.
Amazing. Okay, so he takes the radiant damage. All right, anything else?
No, that's my turn.
Okay, back.
And next attack against him has advantage, right?
Amazing.
Oh, correct. I didn't. Gotta make sure to read the end of my spell. The next attack before the end of my next turn.
Awesome. Okay, Josh, back to you. What are you doing?
I am gonna get up and cast a little shatter on this dragon.
Awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so that's gonna be a DC 14 con save.
Okay, how about a natural one?
Okay. So it's gonna be 3d8 of damage.
Awesome.
10 damage.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to actually heal myself because I realized I'm not actually doing so hot.
Cool.
I'm just gonna cast some healing word on myself, but that'll be all.
Awesome. Did you use your movement? I can't remember. Did you stand up?
I stood up.
You did. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure, give you the
Yeah.
opportunity. Okay, so go ahead and use healing word. You begin to, the rest of you begin to hear Josh kind of like humming to himself. This really great kind of like, I don't even know.
It always comes back
Yeah.
to the man.
It's just Josh knows one song, and but this one helps. Yeah. Awesome.
Like the band that played as the Titanic sank.
Josh knows a few more songs. You just haven't heard them yet.
Of course, of course. Okay, anything else, Josh? Are you good?
That's all.
Okay, next up is Ellison. He sees this commotion happening, and you know what he does? He is actually going to sneak his way into the cave behind Rithnax as Rithnax is fighting with this undead spirit. He goes into the cave outside of your line of sight. That's going to be the end of his turn. Auntie, you're up. What do you do?
Now, Theodore, attack! That's gonna be a 16 to hit.
Unfortunately, it's not. Rithnax kind of pulls back a little bit before the spirit is able to connect.
Okay, well, Theodore is just gonna stay where he is and kind of run interference with his 3 HP, and then I will just move 5 feet back so that I'm within touch distance of Bug, and then the text of Find Familiar says that I can use it to deliver a spell that has a range of touch through my familiar.
Oh,
so
cool.
I want to get next to Bug. I'm going to send Mavis to go over to Tim, and then I'm going to cast a 2nd level Long Strider on both of them so that both of them get a extra 10 feet of movement.
Amazing. Yeah, you see Mavis fly over towards Tim, and this, you're able to get the spell off. They have 10 extra feet of movement. Anything else, Auntie?
And I'll just shout, "What are you waiting for? Get in there!" And then stay behind my rock.
Okay, next up, Rithnax is going to make a couple attacks against the undead spirit once again. So it lunges forward to bite, its jaws just snapping at the spirit for 15 to hit.
It hits.
Okay, 13 more points of damage from the bite.
All right, Theodore is gone.
Theodore is gone. He goes away, and Rithnax looks up at these 4 mortals who have been just a pain in his butt today. And he's going to start making his way forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's going to be the end of his turn. Let me make sure. 35, 40 is where he gets. Okay, that's going to be the end of his turn. Bug, you're up. What do you do?
Okay, Bug is was feeling a little hesitant since he's actually still down quite a bit from the last fight. But he's gonna overcome his fears and run forward and try to hit this big dragon with his semi-big hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's 14 to hit.
It is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay, that... Okay, I'm gonna try to make a menacing attack.
Perfect.
That... Oh shoot. Okay, 16 to hit.
That is a
That's
miss.
not-
Yeah.
Miss. Okay. Yeah, fails to menace, fails to hit. Unsuccessful.
Bug's a little tired after that last fight, you know? He needed some time to recover, and
He's embarrassed.
yeah.
And tired. Yeah.
All right, Tim, what are you doing in response?
Well, I guess if I see that Bug is in bad shape, I will walk up and cast a Cure Wounds on that.
Awesome.
Appreciated.
Who's got the potion currently?
Bug does.
Oh
But I
shoot,
think
I
it's
have
the one
the potion.
Oops.
Because you were healed for 20 HP.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
nice.
Dang.
And oh, you know what? I'll use my bonus action then to summon a spiritual weapon.
Amazing. Okay. Let me
And it makes an attack as it is created. This large spectral hammer appears.
Awesome.
I'll let you get it then.
Thank you,
I
sorry.
think we just put it next to us, or put it in between Auntie Gloam and the dragon.
Okay.
You.
I don't think it actually prevents it or anything, but at least the thought is there.
Totally. Okay, between Auntie and the dragon, so like here-ish, I think, right?
Oh, you got a little picture for it now. I was looking for the red square. Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay, and so you rolled an 18 to hit.
Correct.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Oh, the damage never works. Sometimes I forget. For 6 damage.
Awesome. Okay, so this hammer appears out of nowhere and hits Rithnax. You can see Rithnax is you can see his cheeks begin to curl upward in this smile, and you hear him say, "It seems that you are going to make my day a little more fun than I was anticipating. This is good. This is good. Anything else, Tim?"
It actually should have been 8 damage.
8,
Sorry.
perfect.
Add my +2.
All good. Okay, anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay, Josh, back to you. What do you do?
Did you
Joshua?
say Josh?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so excited to see what Josh is
is-
cooking up.
Josh is going to give a motivational speech.
Okay.
You mean?
What?
Love that.
So I'll just remind you all how this works. So I'm gonna give a speech, and up to 5 creatures within range that can hear me will be affected. For the duration, everyone will get 5 temp hit points and have advantage on wisdom saving throws. And if an affected creature is hit by an attack, it has advantage on the next attack roll that it makes. Once an affected creature loses the temporary hit points granted by the spell ends for that creature. Alright. Are you ready for my speech?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yes.
Friends, foes, dragon, and listen. Actually, this is just for the friends. Take back the other ones. We are here today to do something great. We are here to slay this freaking dragon, and I want you all to reach inside of your hearts and find the magic in your heart and use that magic to your best ability to slay this dragon. Hell yeah!
As you say this,
Let's go, friends! Cowabunga!
as you say this, Rithnax is clearly like tapping his massive foot on the ground. He looks at an invisible wristwatch on his arm. But you see around the rest of you this kind of pillar of light beginning to descend upon you, and you're all just incredibly inspired by these moving words that your companion Josh has bestowed upon you. Incredible work. All right, anything else, Josh?
I'm gonna do a little more healing on myself, and that'll be all.
Amazing. Okay, next up is Auntie. What do you do?
Okay, so I got some extra movement from my boys. I don't think that I want to be over here, and also I think... Can I do a perception check? Where are the pages now? Does the dragon have them? Are they back at the mouth of the cave? Did I see Ellison take them?
Give me a perception check. I'll just say this is going to be like a bonus,
Okay.
bonus action.
Oh, I don't know if I want to do it then. I got a bonus action. Okay, I'll just take a little... I'll just go look and see if I can... Okay, so I'm going to bonus action cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
And my movement is currently 40, so I can now take a bonus action dash and move 80. And I'm gonna run around this surprisingly limberly leap over this rock and sprint towards the entrance of the cave and see if I see the pages there anywhere.
Okay, you run towards the cave. You run inside. You see Ellison is just kind of like cowering. He's like, no, please. I don't mean any harm. You kind of ignore him. You take a look around. You see nothing to indicate that there is that the pages are in there. You take a look back around at the dragon, and you see that you're now getting a closer look at the fact that the dragon doesn't look... It's not... I mean, it's wearing something on its body. And as you get a closer look, you can see that there's like leather straps on the back. And you can see that he's wearing some sort...
Has a backpack?
Yeah. No. He's wearing... he's wearing something. It looks like maybe... I actually... Like, a backpack is not too far off for like what it is, but it's actually in the front. But the front is... you're all getting a closer look now. He's wearing this... like leather armor with a bit of metal covering his soft underbelly. And you can see that this leather kind of shield pouch thing, has a couple pockets in it. And you can see that the pages are likely in one of those.
I see. Yes, like a baby Bjorn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, seeing this weird backpack situation, I'm just gonna yell, "Fucking nerd!" And then Mavis is gonna give me advantage on a firebolt. So that is either a 21 or a 16. I'll take the 21 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, it hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is cool 9 fire damage.
Amazing. Okay, he takes the fire damage from the back, and he turns around. He whips around. He looks at you, Auntie, and says, "I'm not a nerd. You're a nerd." Is that the end of your turn?
If you can, loser.
Okay. Is that it, Auntie?
How could you real quick measure for me how much movement did I use getting from behind that rock to the entrance of the cave?
Let's
see. If I've got some left, I might want to put just a little more distance between me and the guy I just called a nerd.
35 feet.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Shit. I'll run all the way to the northeast corner of this little island area.
Amazing. So like there-ish.
Yeah.
Cool. Oops, sorry. All right. You run to the northeast side. Anything else?
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to keep the fire between the dragon and I to kind of like obscure his vision or like, leave like bright spots in his eyes. Just for flavor. I'm hiding behind the fire.
Totally. Okay. So it is now Rithnax's turn. He's pissed. So he's gonna run away, or run towards you, Auntie. So both Bug and Tim are gonna get attacks of opportunity because he's not gonna let that slight against him stand.
What, loser?
Josh hears all of this and like looks at his own backpack that he's wearing, and he's like,
Nerd?
"Am I a loser? Am I a nerd?"
This is why you didn't get the thunder step.
Bug had a 21 to hit.
21's a hit.
And
Okay.
Tim got anything.
Oh, unfortunately. You were just so taken aback, Tim, by that vicious... you thought it was a vicious mockery spell, what just went down. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay, Bug is gonna now use the menacing attack. since I've actually-
Okay.
And okay, that's 14 damage.
Amazing. Okay, yeah. You swing with your maul. It hits him right in the side, and you can see that as you hit him in the side, this deep red, dark red blood begins to seep from the point of impact. It looks like you punctured him a little bit. But he's going to take this opportunity. He's going to fly his way over to
Oh,
you.
he can fly now.
Oh. Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed.
That's fine.
Okay, let's see. Oh, amazing. He rises up into the air, flies towards you, Auntie. And he's going to... you see, he cranes his neck back, and he lunges forward, and I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please, Auntie.
Okay. Do. That's a cool 10.
Okay.
That is not as dexterous as I wanted to be.
Auntie, you take 48 points of poison damage as this acid breath engulfs you, and he says, "Who's the nerd now? Make fun of my backpack, will you?"
I am only still up because I have 46 HP usually, and I had the 6 temp HP from shifting, so I currently have 4. I got 4.
Incredible.
Wait, did you include the temp from
Temp
speech
HP
as well?
unfortunately doesn't stack, so I just kept the temp HP that was larger. Like I could either have my temp HP or your temp HP.
boo?
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you though. Yeah, I'm here. I'm alive.
He says, "Say it again, nerd, loser." And he's like, he's really got a complex about this. That's gonna be the end of his
He
turn.
just like spits out a mouthful of blood and is like, "Fucking try it."
Okay, Bug, you're up. What do you do, Bug?
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, so Bug is gonna follow. 1 second.
Don't forget you've got 40 feet of movement.
Yeah, I know. Still does not get me that far. Okay. So I'm gonna... Okay, I think that only gets me in range of... Okay, I can throw my dagger. Without disadvantage. And I can't remember, what's your, for switching weapons in combat, is that, do you do a bonus action for that, or is that a full action?
Bonus. Yeah.
Bonus, okay, cool.
I won't even count it. I don't ever count it for myself.
I don't really have bonus actions to do other than that anyway.
Perfect. There you go.
But it doesn't really matter. Okay, that's 26 to hit.
That is absolutely a hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
7 damage.
Amazing. Okay, you throw your dagger. It hits right in his back, and you see that it kind of like embeds. It doesn't go quite as deep as you wanted it to be. I mean, it looks like a portion of the dagger is still kind of like hanging out. It doesn't go down to the hilt because of this strong armor in the back. But you do hit him. He takes the damage, and he's even less happy. Anything else?
Other question about daggers, since I don't use them often. Is this like an infinite supply situation, or do I only get
I think
the
you
one?
just have the one.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, in that case, I'm done with my turn.
Okay. Tim, what are you up to?
I'm gonna try and follow suit.
Cool.
I will just go up next to the bug. My hammer will fly behind me, but it can only
Okay.
go 30 feet, so it'll be like behind me.
Got it.
And you know what? I guess I might as well just keep blasting the spells, right? Ooh, and I guess I don't know if we ever used the advantage on guiding bolts, so can I just use it now?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So I will cast another guiding bolt.
Thank you, Mr. DM, trying not to have a TPK.
For a 23 to hit.
Absolutely.
And this was upcast too, so hopefully should be
Amazing.
25 damage.
Woof. Okay. Amazing. So this bolt, you lift up your hand. This bolt flies out from the palm of your hand. It hits him in the back. You see it kind of engulfs him. You see this holy essence kind of emanate from his back at the point of impact. He's looking very unwell at this point. You hear him let out this pained roar, both psychological and physical. Anything else, Tim?
No, that's it.
Okay, Josh, back to you.
All right. Josh is going to move closer. I have a question. Is this like something I have to climb up over here, or?
Not enough to be difficult terrain. No.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go right next to Tim then. And then I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
So for our audience, I am basically making a noise that only the dragon can hear, and it's a very painful noise. And he must make a wisdom saving throw.
Awesome. Okay. How about an 18?
Okay. So you're still gonna take some damage. It's gonna be half. 7 damage.
Awesome. Okay, he's still up. This noise didn't do quite as much damage as you were hoping. He's still just like totally focused on Auntie.
I'm gonna do some healing on Auntie
Awesome.
as well with my bonus action.
Hooray!
That'll be 7 HP.
Awesome.
I'll take it.
All right, and that'll be the end. Of my
Okay.
turn.
You see Rithnax turns around, and he... oh, no, actually, it's... Hold on, let me double check. Yes. Rithnax turns around. He looks at the three of you in this line, and he begins to utter this guttural incantation. All of a sudden, you see that there is a cloud of swarming insects that is that engulfs the three of you. I need each of you to please make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I have advantage on this.
Perfect.
Sense of enhanceability.
Ooh, but got 17.
Tim got an 8.
Okay.
14 for Josh.
Oh, bummer. Okay. Okay. So it looks like, Bug, you take 5 points of damage. Tim and Josh, you take 10 points of piercing damage as these bugs are like biting into you. But this swarm is still around you. Auntie, what do you do upon seeing this happening to your friends?
What mechanically would it look like if I tried to snag the papers from him?
It would probably be a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Okay. That does not sound ideal. Am I within his reach right now?
Within his, let's see.
Because I know he used his breath weapon, but I didn't know if he had 10 feet of
Right.
reach, like if I was gonna get an op attack.
No, it doesn't look like you're within his reach. Oh, no, you are. I'm sorry.
Hallelujah.
No, I'm sorry. You are.
The emotional whiplash. Then I think Auntie straightens up, spits out a little more blood, looking, slightly restored after Josh's encouragement, and looks like she's about to square up with him, and then at the last minute is just like, nope. And I'm gonna use my action to disengage, and
Okay.
then movement and bonus action dash to get 80 feet across the map to like the southwest corner, like just looking it. Maybe not all the way down there.
Like here-ish?
You could put me like just behind that little curvature.
Right here.
Yeah, like I think just like slides and does a cool little like roll forward beneath his legs, pops out the back, and then just sprints past these other three like, you guys got this! And then is gonna tuck and roll over the ledge.
As you are running past your friends and saying, "You've got this," you start feeling these bites on your body. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Is there any way I could have gone around? I'm willing to accept less movement
Let's
if I
see.
could go like
I mean, yeah, you could
around
probably
the back
go.
of that cave.
Yeah, let's see. Let me move you back, and then let's go around. Let's see.
Because I don't know if I can survive doing these insects. It's like 25 to there. And then 30,
yeah,
so that's 55.
Yeah, you probably could. 50. Yeah. Like
I'm
here-ish.
just so spry. Yeah, I'll take that.
Cool. You run 80 feet around the island while your friends are screaming in pain in the middle.
It's just like Roadrunner dust cloud in the shape of
Running
Auntie as
circles
she
around
just,
us.
Yeah.
I gotta. Ooh,
All right. Anything else?
that's it for me.
Okay. Next up is Rithnax. Let's see.
Should have taken levels in Rogue.
Okay. He's going to fly.
Does his breath weapon recharge?
He flies up and he flies towards you, Auntie, because he doesn't want to. It looks like he doesn't want to get into the swarm himself.
Why? There's so many other people right there. Not that I'm trying to throw them under the bus, but they're right there.
He's
What do you mean actions and
not,
consequences?
Right.
Just because I shouted a bunch of insulting things at him?
So he lunges forward. He bites you for a 16 to hit.
Yup.
Oh, for
One over.
22 points of piercing
Okay,
damage.
so Auntie is down.
Okay. And then let's see. He's gonna attack you with his claw
Of course he is.
for a critical miss. So you're good, actually.
Woo!
Okay, and then he's going to attack you one more time, I think, because he has 2 claw attacks. He's going to attack you one more time with his claw for a 10, which is a miss. Oh no, it's an action, right?
Nope, it's
Oh.
a miss. He still has to hit my AC, which
Perfect.
is a 15.
Amazing.
My corpse is very evasive.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, your corpse is just this magical energy is causing you to just move out of the way from these attacks. It's quite beautiful, actually. That is the end of his turn.
I think it's kind of disgusting. I think it's that like the animation of her like weird cracky like two long limbs. Like
Ew.
it looks like convulsions. Like her body is just like moving itself in this really grotesque way.
Love that for her.
Great.
All right, Bug, you're up. What are you doing?
Okay, Bug is gonna run towards the dragon.
All right.
And Longstrider is not concentration. It's just an effect for an hour, so y'all still have your extra movement even though I'm down.
Okay, perfect. Oh no. Wait. Okay. Bug is gonna yell, Hey, you ugly bastard! Hit the dragon with a 19.
Absolutely, that's a hit. Roll me damage, please.
Okay, that's 16 damage. And I also want to use. Where are you? Yeah, I'm gonna use another menacing attack. So
Okay.
Just another D8. Ooh, nice. So what is that? 22 damage.
Oh
Total.
my god. Okay, Bug. How do you take down Rithnax?
Oh hell yeah! So Bug is pissed because he thinks it's unfair that the dragon is still attacking Auntie after she's already down. So he runs up and goes, "Hey, you ugly bastard!" and just kind of goes for one of where the dagger already was embedded in his hide, and sort of like embeds it fully in, and then also kind of gets the hammer in there, and so it's sort of like deep into the like internal organs of this dragon.
Vicious. So this happens. You hear Rithnax let out this yell of pain, and then he turns towards you and says, "I'm not a bastard. You're and he slumps to the ground, dead before he can get his insult off. Wow. Okay, team. That is the end of combat. What do you do after you have defeated this Rithnax?
I'm gonna run over to Auntie Glom's body and cast a cure wound. For 4 damage, or 4 healing rather.
It's
You just
better
rolled and
than
kicked her
none.
for 4 damage.
I stab it in a little too hard.
Yeah.
The story of this campaign is us almost or actually dying in fights that we could have avoided by taking a long rest, but we were too hot on the trail of the mystery.
Yeah, as soon as we walked up here, I was like, shit, we should have taken one last one.
It worked my plan worked too well. I was like, oh, if like he's got this breath weapon, he's gonna be able to get all of us, but if I run away and like draw his attention, then he won't like be able to get everybody. And then he exclusively came after me for the rest of the fight, and that kind of worked. The point is, I learned nothing, and I will continue to insult enemies in the future. But yeah, I think Auntie
I think
comes
we've
up
all
like,
insulted enemies except for Tim.
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna stump my way, like hunched back over, got like holding onto like my stick, and I'm just gonna stump over, bleeding heavily still, to the cave, and point at Ellison and say, "You are in very big trouble, young man."
No. I listen. I didn't want to. I know I made a mistake. You gotta believe me, please. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be involved with this anymore. I don't even want to deal with the Cult of the Dragon anymore. Please, you gotta believe me.
How did you get into this mess, you idiot?
Okay, idiot is accurate. So I did join up with the cult, but before you kill me, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I was ordered to go with 2 other people to the Mantra's library, try to find these books, and I did it, but I just realized like I've become a pawn, and I just had to deliver these books or these pages to the dragon there. He was kind of an ass, obviously, and I don't want to put myself in danger anymore. I'm just kind of exhausted, you know. I had a horn of blasting blow up in my face. I'm kind of over it.
Auntie is not very forgiving, but she is learning to work with a group. So I'm going to turn to everybody else and say, so can I drain his life force to heal myself? Or would that be bad?
It's bad. It's bad.
That's bad.
You don't get to talk.
Sorry.
Not Tim, Ellison.
Okay, yeah.
Probably not just yet, Auntie. Like, maybe we can determine if at a later point, maybe, but as of now, probably not.
Yeah.
Fine. And so then I'm just going to stump back out of the cave and, like, lay flat on the ground and just do some, like, deep breathing.
Ellison kind of follows you out of the, out in the rest of the group, and he just says, so can I go now, or
Not even close.
no, why, but why not? I swear, you're not going to see me deal with the cult anytime soon, ever again.
Auntie from prone on the ground casts hold person on him.
Okay, great, thank you.
Ellison.
Yes.
Who were you exchanging letters with? Who was giving you direction?
Well, it was
Spit it out.
yeah, give me a quick second. I'm sorry, that's a good question.
It was indeterminate pause of the DM looking up a name.
Yes. I'm so sorry. Give me a quick minute.
Okay, Ellison just has a really bad memory.
Yes.
We don't
He
really
hasn't
expect
slept in like 3 days.
It
he
has
said.
been, yeah,
Like,
it
he's
has been
not
like 3
feeling
days.
Good.
Okay. He says it was an individual named I'm sorry. Give me a second. I want to confirm that there is a name attached to it that he knows.
While he's
While he's thinking.
I'm gonna drag my withered body up off the ground, and I'll shift again just to get some more temp HP and a little vitality, and then I'm gonna go poke the corpse of this dragon a little bit, like a little to be insulting, and also a little bit to like start looking for those pages and any other doodads he might have had in his little backpack.
And that was probably the right choice because you're not going to get much information out of him, as it turns out. He says it was so I was given orders by just higher ups in the Cult of the Dragon. I don't know whose plan this was or any details. I was left in the dark because I as much as I hate to admit it, Rithnax was right about one thing. I am kind of a pawn, which I didn't. I'm not super thrilled about. I don't want to be a toy in people's plans or games. I'm ready to strike out on my own and live a lawful life, you know. So he doesn't know too much. Auntie, you find in this pouch that Rithnax had around his body, you do find several pages that you pull out a pack. They were kind of wrapped up in this in like parchment themselves, and themselves wrapped up in this leather like carrying case, essentially, to try to protect them as best they could be.
When you have a fucking toxic poison dragon who's dripping acid, I guess the preservation of historical documents is a little bit of a to-do.
You also find a scroll of Hold Person on his body, and you also find...
I could already do that. What else you
got? There is...
Give it to me! Give it to me!
So, I mean, okay, I'll say that that's about all that you can find on his body, but you do recall seeing lots of treasure in the cave itself. So, I'm assuming you make your way into there. You start looking around. You see jewels and gold. You start counting it up kind of generally. And after kind of getting an estimate, you determine that there is a total of 300 gold pieces in coins and gems nestled amongst the rotting vegetation and the bones that are lining the floor. Also inside, you see a suit of splint armor. You find a magnifying glass, and you also find a scroll of dispel magic.
Interesting. I would definitely take the dispel magic scroll. And also just like, in general, I'm a little, a lot of superstitions around dragon's gold and curses that might be attached to it. So I'm just gonna do kind of a general detect magic in the cave.
Okay. I mean, other than the scroll, you don't discern any additional magical aspects.
Finders keepers.
Josh runs up to the magnifying glass and he's like, "What's this?" Holds it up. He's like, "I want it."
What was it?
That
What was
seems
the armor?
Splint.
Would you care to spell that?
Splint. If it's not, yeah, no, it does look like it is. Heavy armor. It's heavy armor.
I'm afraid this would just bog me down. Any of you more brawny types need a nice set of armor?
I've already got heavy armor.
My emotions are my armor.
I'll take it. I could use it, but I figured Bug is probably more a heavy armor person. I think Splint armor is probably better than whatever you have.
Yeah,
Then
let me see if I can show it to you, so you can. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like there's a way to show it, unfortunately.
And I've never been a wizard in this process before. I can just copy the dispel magic spell into my spell book, and then I just can prepare it.
I think so. Let me double check. There might be a check, I believe, to see if you do it correctly.
It may cost gold or something too somehow.
Yeah.
Features and traits. Spellcasting.
It's gonna take you a couple hours, it looks like, in order to do that. So
we could do a lot. Maybe we could do a long rest. We could just kind of hang tight for a bit, let old Auntie get her wind back, and do some research.
Yeah, we'll tie Ellison up or make sure he can't get away too easily.
You really don't have to worry about me. You can just let me go. I'm not gonna cause you any trouble. I swear.
That is exactly what somebody who was going to cause us trouble would say.
Okay.
Yeah, you said he was covered in burns and explosions.
Yes.
It looks like he went through an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And that means he and we had found that exploded horn before, right?
Correct.
I guess I would go, hey, were you the one that exploded the horn in the library?
How mad would you be if I said yes?
And then we
You
and then we
already
start
told
tying him
us
up
that you
again.
did.
Okay.
You're already mad.
Okay. How can I make it up to you?
Listen, I think you're exhibiting signs of what some would call being a people pleaser.
Well, I mean, in this
And
moment, I think that probably makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you need to reach deeper and figure out who you are, not who you think other people want you to be.
Okay. He takes a moment. He thinks, okay, yeah, no, you're right. I need to be for myself. And he gets up. He tries to run away, but he's still held by the hold person spell, and he forgets. Like, okay, actually, I am a people pleaser. I take it back.
Josh, maybe the inspirational speeches to our prisoners is not the move.
Well, I feel great, so.
Everyone needs a little bit of motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Ellison, there's nothing else that you can tell us. How did you get involved with the Cult of the Dragon? You don't know any of their plans?
Well, I got into the cult because okay, there may have been a time in my life when I did want the dragons to rise up and take over Faerun. But that's not me anymore. That's not me. I don't want the dragons to kill everyone on the planet so that the Cult of the Dragon can rule the world. That's not me anymore.
He's lying.
Can I do like an insight
Give me an
to see
insight
how
check.
genuine this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the one's not gonna do it. Yeah, you cannot get a read on him.
Josh
I don't
also
know.
did
This
it.
guy's an enigma.
Okay, Josh also did it. Josh, you feel a little bit more of a connection. You wanted to give him a motivational speech. You know, you're not on his side, but you get that he's scared, and you're kind of assessing the situation after you've talked with him and after he seems to be trying to plead. And you do get the impression that he is being totally serious. He wants nothing to do with the cult anymore.
So like you'll fight against them. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I guess. So my plan was to kind of like just go out into the countryside and like retire. But I mean, like if they show up, yeah, I guess.
So what I heard is that you're going to
Dude, you
join
can't
our party
retire,
and take
like-
up your sword.
You're like 30 years old. What do you mean retired?
Yeah, we could use some person to carry all our bags and stuff. That'd be helpful.
Okay.
That is such a great idea, guys.
Okay, so from a pawn from one organization to a pawn of a new, smaller organization. Do you offer health
No.
benefits?
With our group, you're
Hey.
at least a rook, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, we're a small business, if you think about it. We
Oh.
have the benefits of community and
Pay?
You know, if you really like start off from a place of knowing that I wanted to kill you and drain your life force to sustain myself, then pay kind of becomes like your continued survival is almost the payment for a while. And then maybe once you've worked that off, then we start talking about like a financial situation.
Okay, yeah, maybe that makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
I thought you might see it my
Okay.
way.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I can see the rationale that you're presenting me with. Yeah. Very quickly, Bug, I'm gonna throw splint armor into your inventory so you can take a look and see how it's different
Yeah.
from. It does look like it's better than chainmail, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I searched it. I wasn't sure if the one that I found was the one that you.
Yeah, I also saw like a
Okay,
bunch of them
yes.
with splint armor, so.
Yeah.
Also, for the rest of the group, it would take me 6 hours and 150 gold to copy the Dispel Magic spell. Currently, I have 10 gold because you don't really need a lot of gold when you live out in the woods. But we just found 300 gold, so it's up to y'all. If I can have 140 of that to learn this spell, great. And if not, I've still got it for like a one-time, good to go, like bam.
I'm okay with that. I have 40 gold.
Well,
Yeah, and we've got a whole
I
dead
mean,
dragon lane
yeah.
that's worth like millions. So
That's right. You've got to harvest the venom like you do for snakes, and then that's how you make anti-venom. Dragon anti-venom. A thing that exists that I am not making up.
So that leaves 160 for the other 3 of us.
Yes, that's like 53.3 each.
I'll take 50.
Yeah, I'll also take 50. We can give some to Allison to like sweeten the deal a little bit.
Oh, no way.
Just like buy his loyalty maybe a little bit more than so he doesn't immediately run off or kill us as soon as we don't have control over him.
And
So that's 10 gold for Allison.
Yeah, I think that's as long as Tim is also okay with giving him like 3 gold.
And then just an even 50 to the 3 of you, and I spent my share
Mhm.
learning the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And some of y'all's share, but thank you.
Yeah.
So, are we just hanging out here then, or I mean, I guess I'm stuck with you. I guess just at least for the time being.
we're gonna take a long rest and then
Yeah.
we'll do something about this dragon corp.
I'll do my ritual
Alright.
casting of tiny huts so that we've got a nice little protected area. And I think as we're all getting ready to bed down for a bit, I'll also look over at Bug and say, you know, Bug, somehow I keep finding myself in these situations. Maybe we let old Auntie hold on to the potion of healing. What do you say? Be a pal.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of. You see, I don't have a lot of bonus actions that I can do, my dear, and a bonus action that could do that would be very helpful.
Bug sort of pulls it out of like deep in his backpack where like it was definitely not even like available to be picked like taken out at a moment's notice.
You would have been on the
Like, he was
battlefield,
not-
like, 1 second. I know I know I put it in here somewhere.
Somewhere in here, yeah, it's like, yeah. So, and he's like, okay, yeah, sure. He's like, he doesn't deal with potions and magic that much. It just doesn't cross his mind. So yeah.
You.
All right. Sorry. Okay, so we're taking a long rest, right? Amazing. Okay, so you all settle in for the night. Eventually, the sun goes down. You all tend to your wounds. Auntie, you're spending what 6 of those hours putting together the spell. You're successful in doing so. You can now prepare it.
Yes.
You spend the it takes feel free to take the gold from your inventory. You've got like another 2 hours left over. So if you want to take a short rest, you can feel free to do that. But eventually the sun comes up, and you're all feeling kind of refreshed, as this is the first time you've had a long rest in quite some time. You're feeling a little bit healthier, a little bit less close to death. What do you do the following morning? You see that Ellison is just kind of like over by the fire, just cooking some like bacon that was left over in the cave from a. I don't know how the dragon kept it preserved, but but it was.
Can I have some of that?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I don't have a choice, but yeah, go for it.
Thanks.
So why don't you tell me, how did it's like, what's your goal? Why are you all out here? Why are you? How did you get all tied up with the cult? Or stopping the cult?
I don't remember.
We were called to fight against Spherenix
Yeah.
injustice about littering and jaywalking.
Yeah.
And then upon finding him in a location that was unimportant and nothing to do with the Cult of the Dragons, we got tied up into it.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear Spearneck's doing well. He was actually one of the people that I was signed up with to do this thing. Maybe if we have the time, I'll...
He's dead.
Oh.
He was working for us for a short while as well, technically.
Oh God, that's scary. Well,
very
okay. Well, then maybe I'll just try to get in touch with Tabim them and see how he's doing then.
Bad
What?
news about to
Yeah.
be.
What? Okay.
A little dead too.
Okay. Is this just, like, what is the general like lifespan of people who come into your kind of general aura?
I mean, we haven't all. Well, okay, one of our friends.
One of
did,
us did die.
Oh.
But the rest, there's 4 of us who haven't yet.
So that's like 50% of the people.
Nearly 50%, yeah.
Okay.
And
that's,
isn't that pretty impressive?
I mean,
Better than my usual average.
I don't know if I want to ask about that. Okay. All right. Great. Well, what's our plan then? Now then, we should. If I'm stuck with you, maybe we should find some civilization. Maybe. Well, I don't know if I can go back to Flan. They're gonna be.
Oh,
First
no,
things
no,
first, we
you
gotta-
definitely can't go back to Flan. No.
So what am I supposed to do then?
Puts my bag in his hands.
All right. Okay. Well.
So
And
like, are we
would
gonna
there
go
be-
find the rest of this cult?
Yes, dear, I think we just might have to, because every time I just try and do a little investigation at this like mystical power source that nobody will let me look at, we get distracted by some of these idiotic Cult of the Dragon weirdos. So we might as well just like stamp them out, and then I can go find this pool of radiance and see what the deal is.
Yeah, now that we have even more further confirmation that they are really trying to take over the world and do that, we should prevent
Right. I kind of, I don't like all of it, but there's a lot of things about the world the way it is right now that I'm pretty particular about.
And besides, we just had to deal with that dragon right there. I guess was this the first? This, I guess we're looking at a dragon corpse on the ground. This is a true, real dragon.
Yes. Yeah. As far as you
He
know.
was a friggin', they were a friggin' jerk, so we can't let them take over.
Exactly. I know. Do you want just more of this all the time?
And would there be anything we could like harvest? I guess. Ooh, you know what? We got a red dragon scale. Could we get some scales off of this one?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, if you give me like a nature check to see if you're able to skin part of the oh yeah.
Hey.
With a 19, yeah, you're able to get a really like pristine dragon scale off of Rithnax.
And Rithnax was a black dragon, right?
Correct.
Interesting. Well, what in the hell are we doing now? Is can you give us anything? Can you point? Where was this dragon supposed to do the handoff? Where was he supposed to meet these individuals?
Well, I think he was supposed to fly off like like hundreds of miles northeast.
Oh, great.
So what the hell are we supposed to do with you?
That's what I'm asking.
Well, at this
Is
point,
there
I guess
another
we.
dragon that we could ride on?
No. No.
That would be great, Josh. That would be.
I've always wanted to ride on a dragon.
So, at this point, do we have to go back to Flan then?
I guess
Actually.
is what's her face still waiting for us at the top of the stairs in the archive?
Oh.
she,
Probably.
the scene looks transfers to her. She's like frantically like, what is taking them so long?
No.
I mean, we could take a little break for a minute, regroup and re-strategize.
Like a
I
real
mean,
world
I-
real
like,
world break.
Yeah, like us.
We're
us
about
the
halfway
players,
through.
us
Yeah,
the
we're about
players, take a
halfway
little
through the
break.
session. So yeah, let's go ahead.
Auntie
Cool.
Gloam,
Yeah, we'll take a little break.
Auntie Gloam says, "I feel like the people playing us would really like a few."
Like the cosmic forces around us need
Ah,
to use the restroom or something. So okay, team.
Yeah.
Let's take a 5-minute break and then we'll be back. Everyone on stream, stick around. We'll see you in like 5 minutes. Bye. Okay, team, we are back. Okay, so when we left off, we were figuring out what to do at this point. Yeah, I don't know. What are we thinking?
Back to Flawn.
Yes, we did relieve that rather unfortunate halfling lady just waiting at the stairs. Guess
We
that
all
might
did.
be a problem.
We got all this money. We got to go spend it or do something with it, right?
There we go. Awesome. Okay, so you start making your way back to Flan. You see Flan approaching. You make your way back to the Mantor's library in the hopes of finding Kasra and the Lord Sage. You enter the front doors of the library, and as you make your way kind of deeper into the main area towards the entrance of the archives where you were before, you find that both the Lord Sage and Kasra are standing just outside. The Lord Sage is kind of getting this report from Kasra, and as you approach, they kind of hear you from behind, and they turn around, and you see that Kasra is just kind of like excited to see you. She's got her blue ink kind of smudged all over her face. Her arm is looking much better, despite having been broken. And as you approach, Kasra is just like, "Oh, I'm so glad to hear, to see that you're all right. Certainly took you long enough. I mean, like, not a word. Don't you have a bird? You could have sent the bird to let us know, right? I've been here for like 8 hours at least."
Think about the migratory patterns of owls. They
Okay.
can just fly miles and miles away on a whim.
You were downstairs. You were downstairs.
That's what
Oh,
you
I'm
think.
about that.
Yeah. What? Also, who is this? She looks at.
I'm hiding Ellison
Oh, okay.
behind me.
Okay.
I don't know how successful that is, but that is what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Bug's a pretty big guy. Yeah. She doesn't quite notice him yet. So Casper says, "Okay. Well, did you catch him? Did you get him?"
We succeeded in our mission and slayed a dragon.
At the sound of this, the Lord Sage's eyes kind of go wide. He says, "There was a dragon in the archives." This doesn't...
Not strictly speaking in the archives, but near the archives, I would say.
Interesting. Well, this,
Not even remotely close to the archives. The next time you send a bunch of people out on a mission, you should really give them horses.
Kasra thinks this over and says, okay, I'm not sure what good that's going to do in the archives, but that's fine. Whatever.
We weren't in the archives. How many times do we have to say?
The Lord Sage says, where did your journey lead you?"
We
The
tracked
dragon.
through sewers.
Is that what the smell is?
Yeah,
A little
and
bit
it's beneath
impolite.
your library.
Okay. That's
Yes,
fair.
your sewer system. So
Okay, great. Yep. We'll get right on fixing that. Well, at any rate, thank you so much. It's really quite sad to hear, obviously, about what happened to Garda. I'm still not sure that I'm totally over it, but yeah. So no, I guess I didn't. Did you catch the thief? And the Lord Sage is, I think, at this point, noticing that there's someone standing behind
Pointed
Bug.
look at Bug.
what do you mean?
The Lord Sage walks up and makes eyesight with Ellison, and the Lord Sage just shakes his head, kind of like very disappointed looking. And at that point, Ellison kind of pipes up and he says, I'm sorry. I know that what I did was wrong. I was misguided. I'm sorry. And the Lord Sage says, you murdered a good person. And he turns towards the rest of you and says, I'm so glad to hear that you've brought him to stand trial.
Yeah, I forgot he murdered somebody.
I was
Yeah,
wondering.
Hey,
he did.
I wanted to drain him. It's fine.
He did.
Yes, that's exactly
Okay.
what we did and always had planned to do. Bring him here for trial.
I'm very glad to know that you've kept sight of everything and are guided by the bright principles of justice. That's at all times. That's excellent to hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of turn to Ellison and be like, you understand, you did kill somebody, right? So you understand that you need to, stand trial, right?
You promised me that I could be let go if I was your lackey for a little while.
Hey.
Well, that could be part of the
Okay,
judgment.
but then
We
we
don't know
did
what
give you
those are.
money.
That I'm not going to be able
So,
to use.
like, since we gave you money, that means that you were willingly joining us.
We'll speak on your behalf to maybe.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe.
I'll turn to the Lord Sage and say, okay, so like, we get that this guy killed someone.
Horrible.
Know,
He faces a
stole
lifetime of prison if he's
things.
convicted. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. Personally, I think he seems like he's changed his mind about whether that was a good idea.
Who amongst
we
us could
could,
say they haven't killed someone in an accident once or something?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
All of mine have been intentional.
Caster says, I'm going to pretend we didn't hear that.
Oh, what? You send a band
Raise
of
your
adventurers
hand
out
if you
to
killed
do
someone.
things for you?
I like.
Ellison raises his hand and then quickly puts it down and looks to see if anyone, like any cops are nearby to have seen him do that.
So, I feel there might be extenuating circumstances, Lord Sage. Maybe just a slap on the wrist, a house arrest. If you have a house, Ellison.
Cosra's listening to this, just stunned. Like a slap on the wrist for the crime of murder, the infamous crime of murder. She looks towards the Lord Sage, and he strokes his beard, and he thinks about it, and he says, yeah, no. He must stand trial.
You'll forgive us if our concern over this young man seems like small potatoes, but at this point, it's because we are aware of a much larger concern that you should be concerned about too, which is there is a plan not just to attack Flan, but the whole Faerun, and subjugate it under the dragons, who are probably continuing to work in secret at this very moment. So, kind of puts the whole thing in perspective of, like, who really cares about this guy?
Well, the wheels of justice must turn regardless, but it is quite profound to hear that we've received confirmation that the cult is seeking to take over the whole of Faerun, and they've enlisted the assistance of dragons. Well, this is quite a lot to take in.
Would you say that we are near, like, a window?
I mean, what I'm envisioning is you're in this big, like, grand hall, like a reading room. So there are windows, but they're like pretty, like on the obviously the perimeter of the room. But I mean, like, you're probably like 30, 40 feet away from a window.
I could see through a window to, like, a point on the ground outside.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I'll turn to Ellison and kind of wrinkle my nose a little bit and say, well, you only get one. And then I'm gonna vortex warp him out into the yard and let him just
Are you trying to
run.
Are you trying to be sneaky about it or not?
How much of a gremlin do I want to be? Sure, I'll try a little stealth.
Give me a stealth check.
Can Mavis give me advantage? Just by like flapping her wings and being really distracting right at the moment as I'm starting to do like the verbal and somatic components.
Everyone's just like, wow, bird. Yeah. That's... All right. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. First one is a nat 1.
Love that.
Second one is a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Fucking 20, baby. What's up, motherfuckers? Nobody can touch grandma.
This so Mavis starts flapping and you cause the vortex warp to go off, but everyone is looking at Mavis. They look back towards your group, and Allison is gone.
While you all were busy with looking at the bird, he ran that away and jumped through the window. And then I fixed it because I'm just that responsible of a citizen.
Okay. The Lord Sage says, he yells out, guards, fetch the escapee. And
I'm just an old lady.
And two heavily armored guards start making their way out of the reading room, out of the library, in the hopes of finding him. But, you know.
I did not like him. I'm not saying this out loud. Never mind. Auntie is thinking to herself, I did not like him, but I also don't like these guys that much. They're a little too much authority figures for me.
The Lord Sage says, well, this is certainly going to throw a wrench into some of our planning for how to strike back, but hopefully he'll be captured soon and we'll be able to interrogate him. Well, in the meantime, I'm sure that you have been through quite the day.
I wouldn't look too hard. We asked him a lot of questions on the way back. Pretty much drained the juice from that fruit. But there is a. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just agreeing that we've drained the juice from that fruit.
We did drain the juice from that fruit. And also, another very important thing that you should be aware of and focus all of your attention on right now.
Yes.
And I'll pull out the copy of the archive maps that we had and kind of tap on that room with the banshees and be like, nobody should be going into this room without a trained team of clerics or paladins. Just don't. It's bad in there.
Kassara is like, I'll make a note. I'll make a note. That's I don't know what horrors you saw in there. I mean, that's the kind of uncharted portions of not many people get down there, so I don't know what's been going on down there. So we'll send someone to figure it out.
Did we give her keys back? Did we give her keys back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not going back that way right now.
Yeah, you were holding him, right, Josh?
Was I?
I think I was holding him at one point, but
I don't think Josh ever had the keys.
I think we all start pointing at each other and go, well, you were supposed to be holding him, right?
You had the keys. No, you!
This is okay. This is concerning. We'll have to go find those, but that's fine. That's you've done a lot for us already. I'm not going to get angry because you've done so much and you've helped uncover a plot that'll help us to stop the taking over of the world. I can't be mad. Okay. Okay.
So where are we at with those papers to get in the keep?
The Lord Sage says, they're coming along. We've sent in the request. It's going to take several days, though, so you might find some time to just be on your own for some time. We don't have any jobs for you right now. Perhaps take a load off and grab a drink, or you could go shopping. Feel free to do what you want. You've already done so much for us already.
Oh joy, the wonders of Flan.
There's a lot to do. It's a really great town.
Yeah, if you like that kind of thing.
We've got one municipal theater.
Mm.
Well, now hold on now.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, clearly this is deeply unfortunate that this Ellison scoundrel has escaped. But obviously we did our part. So as soon as those papers are ready, please let us know, and we'll continue on our questing.
Of course. Yes, well, I look forward to seeing you soon. Come back in a few more days, and hopefully we'll have them prepared.
As we walk out, I think I'll just kind of quietly take the group inside and say, like, sorry about that. He grew on me a little bit on the way back, you know? He was so whiny, and I really appreciated that about him. And also I appreciated him carrying
You said it
my
was
bag.
annoying when I whined.
It is,
You-
but you know, that's because you're a very bright young man. You can aspire to higher things than that Ellison fellow.
Oh,
I feel I support it. Like you said, Tim, haven't we all killed a few guys? Who are we to judge?
More than a few.
Credits roll.
Yeah, we all throw our heads back and laugh.
Oh no. People continue to walk past us like, oh wow, have they been trapped by some kind of hold person, or what's happening?
So, team, with the okay, did you actually pause your video? Because it did stop while you were.
It has actually. No,
Oh.
that was just a really impressive.
Oh, that was
okay.
really impressive. Okay.
Yeah, that was very realistic.
Okay, team. So, you have left the library. You are back outside in Flan. What do you all decide to do with your extra time that you have to yourself for a little bit?
Well, do we all want to do one thing, or do we each have our own little things that we are interested in pursuing? For myself, I mean, I don't get into the city that much, so there's, I might take advantage of some of the resources here with my research.
I feel like Bug might have a few like scattered connections from the underground world that he might want to check in with and just like make sure they're okay, knowing that there's all this dragon activity going on.
Okay.
Does Tim or Josh have?
Yeah. What do
I
you?
would like, I would want to go shopping for like random stuff, but I feel like I don't know if that's something to throw on out of nowhere. So it's like, I would tag along to do whatever.
Listen, everybody
gonna
loves a
play-
shopping montage.
But okay,
Josh
let's.
is just gonna go to the square, like center square, and play a performance.
Okay, okay, Josh is doing that. Tim, you want to go shopping. You walk to the shopping district. You find just like one of the shops, like the first shop that you see that's open. Inside, you see there is an elf with kind of long brown hair behind the counter. He welcomes you in as you show up, and you start looking at the wares. So this is what we have. It's procedurally generated, so if there's something in there,
Wow.
let me know what you're thinking. Also, the prices might not be correct. There's a lot of free stuff in there that is not correct. So just let me know what you're thinking about, and then we'll put a price on them.
Get a free tattoo.
Unfortunately, but I'll say the three others of you as well, probably find some time to do some shopping so you can peruse for a little bit.
No, lady.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
definitely
have
looking
any
at all
money.
I'm go, oh yeah, I got so much money. Then I go up to the $4,000 dagger. I'm like, ugh.
Maybe not that much money. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna really try. I'm gonna take Bug, the other three aside, and just say, now, Auntie just found some wings of flying, and they're a steal at only 1,250 gold pieces. Now, if we all chip in, I think everyone agrees that I would look great with some wings.
Auntie, I
not
don't,
just
I
any
don't
wings,
think
wings
we
of
have enough
flying.
for that, even though...
Wings of flying. I don't know what you're talking about. What Josh just has to put on like a little concert of two, and bam, that's easy money right there. Cash on the barrelhead.
Josh, don't do that. Auntie, you don't need wings of flying.
And then I'll look at Tim, and then kind of put my arms around the other two and turn them away slightly, even more like an extra level of conspiratorially, and just say, or we could just steal them.
I would definitely not condone stealing.
Yes, that was the point of the turning away.
Auntie, as on board, as respectful I am of the skill of theft and of hoodwinkery, I feel like you may have used up a lot of your luck in that regard earlier today, if you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. It's very simple. I just if they catch me, then I just go, oh, where am I? Are you grandson? Oh no, how can I get home again? And then everything's fine. Oh, all right, fine. We won't do it. Just gonna wander around the outside of the shop, casting dispel magic at things, so I could feel like I didn't waste my money. No.
Is there like an upgraded dagger?
Yeah, there's a couple in there. One of which is 4,000 gold pieces.
Awesome.
I mean, so I mean that's the listed price. I mean, you might be able to haggle some. You get the impression.
I have like 90.
You can do it, Josh. Just keep haggling. That's how it works. Just never take no for an answer.
Josh is gonna go to the shopkeeper and be like, look, so I know it says 4,000, but like, would you take 90 and a song and a dance?
Sorry.
Good song and dance.
Oh, no, of course not. No. Come back when you are a real paying customer.
Yes.
Of course not. No. We are a relatively high-end store. You see by the clientele, you can see it's just a bunch of like really pristine, likely dressed elves and humans and dwarves and just like all throughout the store, just really expensive clothing.
So hoity-toity.
Yes, that's the name of the shop.
Okay.
Is hoity-toity.
Hmm.
I didn't know if you were
Okay,
talking to
bye.
Mr. Toity. Excuse our
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Toity.
You're the Mr. Toity
Of
of
course.
hoity-toity?
Yes, in the flesh.
Grandson of Bill Toity, famed founder of hoity-toity?
Rest his soul.
Boy, that was a man who knew how to capitalize on a natural resource at the expense of the people who originally had it.
That's how else would we become the 1% here in Flan?
Hmm. Well, I hope a dragon eats you,
Okay.
and I'll walk out of the shop while everybody else keeps looking around.
I'll just take this 10-foot ladder and I'll be on the way.
Okay. That's the finest 10-foot ladder in all of Flan. Enjoy, please.
And how tall would you say that wall is around the shop? That about
It's
9.5
precisely
feet?
9 feet, yes.
Good. Interesting.
Yeah, not enough money to buy anything particularly interesting, so I think it's better to save.
Okay. All right, so you exit the shop. Okay, so what do we do after deciding that that was kind of a dud?
Just heads up, I think we may have lost as
Oh no.
in the Discord at least.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Okay, she's aware. She'll be back on in a second.
Okay.
We do have a couple loose dragon scales. If we think we would want to try and sell those, I guess wise, these aren't magical items. These are just loot. I guess we never inspected them, but I figured if we didn't, we would have figured that out at some point.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, they're scales. They're probably worth a lot of money.
Put him in the circle. I'll cast Identify. The salt's still good, even though it got a little bit of sewer gunk on it. Anything magic?
No.
All right, cool. Let's hawk that shit.
Yeah, I think we've seen that the Lord Sage is not a totally terrible person, and he would probably be willing to buy these, you think, right? Oh, maybe we could buy well, no, because we don't want to spend it just for his freedom. That'd be a waste.
I'm not entirely sure if, I mean, I know there are some judges that'll take a bribe, but I don't know if it's like a one and done. You can just like go to the Lord Sage and say, here's the dragon scales. Let's have his freedom.
Listen, he's as free as can be, as far as I could tell. I gave him a 120-foot head start.
Yeah, exactly. And we haven't seen him since, so I'm sure it's fine.
So I'm sure it's fine.
At that point, it's his own fault if he didn't escape.
Exactly. You just give people the opportunities, and then what they do with them is really up to them. However, I am curious because I feel like we could maybe get more money if Bug has any less reputable connections who could maybe do a little black market transaction.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to them in a while, but there's this, I got a mate, Lillian. She's got a little sort of a little place where you can exchange items and services and for each other.
Well, that's great. We could kill two birds with one stone. Sorry, Mavis. You could go check on your friends, and also if they know somebody who's willing to spend thousands of gold on a very rare dragon scale, win-win.
All right, but you guys are gonna have to be like cool, okay? When we go there, can you do that
cool.
for me?
I'm very cool. Look how cool I am. And I do a little moonwalk. Is this
Sorry,
not cool
this is-
anymore?
sorry, like meta question. Is this cool? I'm fully freestyling.
Yeah, no, let's
backgrounds
let's
here.
improv
Okay.
it. Yeah, this is great.
Okay, cool.
So, Bug, why
Uh,
don't you explain to us where we go in Flan in order to find
Okay.
Lillian?
Yeah, so it's probably I'm assuming there are like slums and like more like disreputable neighborhoods, and you know I sort of lead us through roads and alleyways that gradually get dirtier and have sort of creepier looking people there that you know you start like being a little bit more careful where you're walking and who you're making eye contact with, but I sort of just like confidently with my head down like lead us through some alleyways and eventually to a very inconspicuous looking door that looks almost sort of abandoned, and uh, and go, all right, this is the place. Well, I was gonna say Josh, but really, any of you don't talk unless you have to. Uh, there's Lillian's. Well, you'll see. And I sort of and then I do like a special knock on the door to try to get it.
You do the special knock on the door, and you can see that the door opens just a slight crack, and you can see one eye on the other side kind of peer through the crack, and you see that eye go wide at seeing you, and you hear a voice on the other side go, "Bug?" And
Yeah.
the door opens up a little bit. Who do we see? as Auntie does this, the eyes go even wider, and Lillian says, "Come in, hurry up." You walk in. Lillian slams the door, and Bug, who do we see in front of us?
Okay, so we see Lillian, who is a halfling. She is very sort of she's middle-aged but is very sort of scarred and like crotchety looking, and is like hunched, not quite to the level of Auntie, but like but is also pretty like just sort of hunched over and muscular and like covered in scars, and is in this sort of it looks sort of like a stall with like wares to sell, but it's pretty clear that it could all be sort of like tucked away and folded up pretty quickly. And she is sort of standing there with her arms folded, giving like a "where the hell have you been" sort of look.
She she's standing there with her arms crossed, and she says, "Well, I'm waiting. It's been how long since the fight ring? Where have you been?"
It's been probably 6 months. Sorry, Lil.
You didn't think to let us know where you were
Bug.
or anything?
Bug.
Mm-hmm.
Bug.
Yeah.
I thought all
yes,
your
Josh.
friends were dead.
No. We're not all dead. We, a couple of us
We're not
had to go
friends.
into hiding. Yeah. A couple of us had to go into hiding. And that's a good point. We're acquaintances from the Fight Club, but it's when that went south, we had to make do. A couple of us did not a couple of us, a lot of us didn't make it out, but I'm one of them. And
I
where have you been?
I figured that you'd be. I mean, I sorry I didn't check in, but I'm glad to know that you're doing as well as I was hoping you would. I figured that you'd be able to keep yourself doing okay.
Yeah, business is great. Selling things on the black market, underground, totally legitimate business. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Speaking of, so that's why I'm here.
There it
We
is.
have-
There it is. Okay. Yeah. What can I do for you, Bug?
You can't just expect us to be making social calls, you know. Did you ever stop by and check that I was doing okay?
Okay. No, you're right. You're right. Point taken. All right.
Where? At the bar?
Okay,
That's not
fine.
Clone saying that. She doesn't know that. That was just...
Oh. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Fair
so
point.
We've got a couple dragon scales that we'd like to get off our hands and get a fair price for.
Dragon
Can you do that for us?
scales. I'll give you a price. Dragon scales. I mean, they're pretty. There's you can fetch a pretty high price for them right now, especially with all the rumors going on about this cult going around. Lots of people are looking for scales like this to try to get some sort of, I don't know, research done on them to try to figure out what where they've been or why they're coming back, whatnot. So, I mean, yeah, I'll quote you a price. How many do you have?
We've got 2 that we're willing to part with.
2 dragon
Bug is-
scales.
Bug is clearly has a history with this person, but a history that does not involve a lot of like trust and open information sharing. So definitely trying to obfuscate as much as possible.
2, well, show them to me, please.
While all of this has been going on, Auntie has been judiciously obeying the rule about not saying anything, but did do that just like nosy old person thing of walking, helping herself into the kitchen to start poking around at all the cabinets and just like looking at all the herbs and spices, which is essentially her way of judging a person. Do they have fresh basil?
Not for you. Okay, anyway, whatever.
Did you say something, dear?
Nothing. Show me the scales, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know who's carrying them right now. I don't think that I was, but I'm.
I think we would have given. We would have done it if
Oh,
we know. We were
you like
Yeah.
give them over. Okay. Yeah, I'll sort of pull them out and lay them out on the countertop.
She takes a look at both of them, and one of them, the red one, looks pretty pristine. You can tell that she does let a little bit of her showing that she's impressed kind of give, even though she's trying to hide it as best she can. She looks at the other one, and she says, well, this one, it's I don't know if the person who skinned this is an expert by any means. It's a pretty fair job, though. Let's see. I'll give you 300 gold pieces for the both of them.
300 gold pieces, Lil.
That's a fair price.
That you know that you can get 3 times that
No.
selling these.
Well, maybe not in this condition. Not in this condition. They're look at them. Look, they're falling apart.
I take 500.
500 gold pieces.
You know you can get almost 1,000 for these. With all the rumors going around about dragon cults. You really trying to cheat me like this after all these years?
Give me a persuasion check.
Um, 17?
I'll tell you what. I am. To say happy to see you is probably an overstatement, but it's nice to see a familiar face. I'll say that. I'll give you 1,000 gold pieces for both of them.
All right.
That's more like it.
Bug gets a very like a little smirk on his face, knowing that her saying, "Well, I'm not happy to see you, but it's nice to see a familiar face," is like tantamount to her like declaring her everlasting love. And so then I'm gonna sort of like punch her gently on the shoulder and go,
Ow.
"That's more like it, Lil."
Okay. All right. All right.
All right. And sort of like go to like make the actual exchange with her.
You
Know
have.
what this means? I only need 250 more for those wings of flying.
She hands you 1,000 gold pieces, and she takes the scales, and she says, "Bug, this has been a pleasure, I suppose. Interesting crowd you're running around with now, but if you ever get the desire to join up again, maybe we can kind of get another group going, get the old fight club back up, and I don't know, build a community again."
I don't know if I've got it in me anymore, Lil. But I appreciate that.
Suit yourself. She turns around and she points to Auntie and she says, that garlic better still be there by the time I make my way back into the kitchen.
That garlic had been sitting there for so long it went bad, and you know it.
It's supposed to be bad. It's supposed to be bad for the potions I'm making.
She doesn't have a clue what she's talking about. You can't make any kind of halfway decent potion with bad garlic. Ugh.
And without any additional business, assuming there's no additional business here, you say your goodbyes. This chapter of your life, Bug, I don't know, like opened or closed. Who's to say? But that is another thread that you're able to pull if you desire in the future. Make your way back out into the streets
Lillian.
of Flan. Yeah, bye, whatever.
You have a lovely home.
Okay, thanks.
And bad garlic.
You make your way back into the busy streets of Flan. Your pocket's heavier. What do we do? At this point, also, it's probably like early evening, late afternoon, early evening, probably like 7:30.
I know. I've been wanting to do a little bit of research, but I think it might be a more involved thing, you know. I haven't just been twiddling my thumbs out in the woods this whole time. I was working on something, and I'm sure there's something in that archive that could help me out, but I don't know, it's late. I'm more tired than I thought I would be. So maybe that's for another day.
I'm happy to go back to the pub and start spending this ample amount of gold that we've acquired on drinks. But I don't know if anyone else has anything else they want to do.
Oh, you know what? I do want to check out that municipal theater. I'm not gonna lie, that's really been sitting with me, and you know, as long as I'm here, I really want to see. It says they're doing Wicked.
It's about yeah, you read the synopsis. It's about like, man, I don't know, like I got nothing. I
mean, listen, I'm always, you know, it's nice to...
It's fantasy enough.
it's nice to watch a story from the witch's point of view every once in a while. I really like see myself there, you know?
Yeah, documentary theater is really cool. Like I really like this sort of like realistic,
I'm pretty
theatrical.
sure that it doesn't say the witch. It says the witch. I think this is one of those sultry tavern shows.
Oh! Well, then I'm extremely
Ah.
interested. You know, you spend a lot of time out in the woods by yourself. It's nice, though. It's nice that that Flawed has enough of a thriving art scene that they will put on shows of that nature at the municipal theater proper. You know, it really shows a degree of liberalism and open-mindedness.
You do
with these
walk
public
past.
spaces.
You do walk past the theater, and it is like a 50-seat theater. It is very tiny.
I mean, how many people even are there in Flan? 20?
So what are we gonna do, team?
Go drink and watch striptease. Do it.
Tim, did you have something that you? I saw you about to say something.
No, more shopping stuff that I realized I should probably go. I want to exchange my gold for 300 gold pieces of diamonds, so I could use that for Revivify.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, you can. Yeah, you find like a bank. You're able to do that easily. Smart. Nice.
I'd probably be spending the rest of the night like juggling my little bag of diamonds around.
and
Just full of confidence, like, do whatever you want. Get in a fight. It's fine. I've got it.
I will
Yeah,
literally
but-
bring someone back from the life.
Yeah, Bug is watching him do that and spending the entire night sort of like very carefully trying to stop the many people who are trying to steal these diamonds from him, like every 30 seconds as he just plays with them out in the open.
And Auntie is seeing just the very first seeds of like the intoxication of power at this young cleric from the farm, like from the country, like here in the big city, who now has this like all this money and now this big bag of diamonds, the knowledge that he could like bring somebody back from the dead. And I'm just like, yes, this is what it's all about.
Just to repeat Ez's out of game question,
I missed it. Sorry.
just not repeat, just that from us from Discord.
Oh, got it.
But that we're waiting till next week for to sort of do the next.
I mean,
Start the next.
no, we can get it started now.
Yeah, I think we would all just get a good night's rest and.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we'd probably
Yeah.
just go back to the pub and drink and then pass out.
Cool.
Get Liddy.
So you make your way back to the pub, the Laughing Goblin, and inside you see the familiar faces of sorry, let me get my notes out.
Fat Mike, or whatever his name is. The big boy.
Ismalda, right?
Esmeralda.
That's right.
Ismalda.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. Oh, shit.
Auntie just posts up in the corner with a very long pipe and a some kind of unknown herb in it. She's just watching the
Annabelle.
show and like,
Amidel, thank you.
oh yeah.
All right. Okay, you walk inside. and you see the familiar faces there, and they don't let you stop before they catch your eye. And Imazel says, "It's wonderful seeing you back. Like always, I'm sure that you've been through quite an ordeal the last couple days. Round of drinks on us before you turn in for the night."
You know what, Imazel? We'll pay for all the drinks. I don't want to impose on you anymore. You've been so sweet to us.
Oh, well, that's nice. Sure then. What can I get you then? An ale? Okay, a round of ales.
All around.
All around. Okay, and she pours 4 mugs out. She hands them in front of you, and she says, "Okay, that'll be 2 silver pieces and 30 copper pieces."
I slide a gold piece across and say, "You got change?"
Oh, of course I do. And she hands you the equivalent, which would be an amount of money. Like 50 silver pieces or so.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of silver.
Mm-hmm.
She says, well, it's always a pleasure seeing you. Let us know if you need anything. And she heads to the next customer to take their order. You all find a table. You sit down. You're all kind of sleepy at this point, but you're powering through. You're not going to turn down an opportunity to drink. What do you all doing? Anything as you sit? Or are you just hanging out, or what?
Maybe it's been a little too long since I've been around people. I do miss this a little.
You're taking it in, Auntie, and you're having a nice conversation amongst the 4 of you, getting to know each other a little bit more. After a few more minutes, though, your heads turn at the sound of a large crash as the door to the bar opens up. And because several tables and patrons are blocking your view, you can't quite see who opened the door, but you hear the sound of clattering hooves and frantic, bleeding, like animal noises. Several patrons let out.
Mavis, go see who that is.
So Mavis flies around the bar and sees this animal with a fluffy white coat that is going from table to table. Several patrons let out surprised yelps. Before you can react, this sheep bounds towards you. It has this fluffy white coat. It's got a black face, curled horns, and in its mouth, it carries a piece of rolled up parchment. The sheep seems to be looking over each of you in turn, before it looks like it kind of like rolls its eyes and starts shaking this piece of paper in front of all of your faces.
What's that you got there? Let me see. And Auntie, I think, just falls out of her chair.
Okay. The sheep rolls its eyes again and starts shaking the piece of paper towards one of the 3 of you.
Whoa, Nessie, whoa. I'm gonna try and roll an animal handling check.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, okay. I think with the 24, I can tell it wants us to look at this piece of paper.
You're
very smart.
You're so smart.
I thought maybe it was eating it or something, so I just had to be sure it was. I will take the whatever it's handing out to.
You take the piece of paper, Tim, and you see that it is some sort of scroll with an incantation on it.
I would hand this over to Auntie Glow and be like, What is this?
What you got? What you got there?
You start
got a little magic doodad?
You start reading it aloud, slurring your words a little bit, but you read it out loud, and you see all of a sudden this light begin to appear around the sheep, and you hear, "My goodness, it's about time somewhat moderately competent enough to assist me showed up. If you please, my name is Fenethir Shinebright. I am in dire need of your assistance.
You're the sheep? You the voice, you're the sheep?
Yes, the
Sheep
voice.
voice?
Yes, the voice is coming from the body of the sheep. Me. I am. Yes.
That sheep can talk.
Yes.
It's just smart sheep.
Okay. Listen. I need your help, please. I should have found someone else. I think. And as he says that.
I've never met a talking sheep.
Okay. Yes. Can we all get past this? I need your help. And as he says that, the door to the bar opens up again. This loud crash. A loud howling fills the air, accompanied by the sound of angry yells and the occasional scream that seems to be drawing closer and closer, the cause of which quickly becomes apparent. As you turn towards the door, you can see that this huge half-orc swaggers in. And you see that in addition to the half-orc, you can see that there are several wolves that are following him, wearing iron collars. And there's a hulking figure in what appears to be a dirty brown cloak that seems to be traveling in his wake, and you realize, oh, that is a full brown bear that is following into the bar.
What a fucking bear!
The half-orc.
You can't do that. They gave me grief about Mavis. You can't bring a bear in here.
the half-orc hears this from Antigloam. He starts walking up towards all of you, and he says, he sets his eyes on you. He strides forward with the hand resting on the hilt of a greatsword, and he says, "That sheep over there, that's Master Nox. He desires to have it back, if you please."
Buddy, this sheep is talking to us. This sheep can talk like a person.
Yeah. It's our talking sheep.
The sheep is, like,
of course.
saying some really important stuff.
No. You're misunderstanding. It's not. It wasn't talking at all. It's the master's sheep, though. So you'll best be handing it over.
And I walk up to the bear and
Excuse
shake
me,
his
sir,
paw.
but I'm
Hello,
feeling
Mr.
very
Bear.
What about the bear? You shake its paw?
I'm gonna say hello, Mr. Bear, and like walk up to it and like wave. I'm not gonna. I guess I'm not. I won't touch it, but I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna assume that the bear. I mean, that the sheep could talk. The bear could probably talk to it.
The bear.
Yeah, such talking animals.
The bear says
Josh
nothing.
is gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling very gaslit right now because I really did hear that sheep.
I'm going to
say
give
some
you
stuff."
one more opportunity to hand over the sheep and pretend this never happened, or your blood is going to be spilled along with the ale in this bar.
Okay, well, I have a
Whoa.
little something to say to you, and that is 3rd level Scorching Ray.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Go ahead and do it.
If I do it at 3rd level, I can create 4 rays. So I'm gonna do one on the man, and I'm gonna do one on all 3 of the wolves. I'm not gonna do one on the bear, because he's over there.
Okay.
So for the man, it is a 15 to hit.
That is a hit.
And so he's gonna take 2 fire damage. That's 2 ones on the die.
All
And
right.
then the first wolf, that's a 15 to hit.
That is a hit.
He's gonna take 7 fire damage. And then the second wolf is gonna be 17 to hit, and he's gonna take 5 fire damage.
Awesome.
And then the fourth wolf is gonna be a 17 to hit,
That's a
and
hit.
he's gonna take 3 fire damage. And I think Auntie is being indiscriminate, so there might be a couple of little fires in the bar now.
Yeah, you hear
Big deal.
you hear Imazel behind the bar saying, "This can't be happening. you hear screaming of patrons. I mean, just immediately as soon as the Scorching Ray appears. And so that's where we're going to stop tonight. We'll enter initiative next week and figure out what is going to happen.
Don't look at me. They brought a wolf. They brought bears. They brought wolves and a bear in here, and you cannot do that.
This is fair. All right, everyone on stream, thank you so much for watching. So this is technically the end of the regular D&D season. This week is, but we have a makeup session, so we're gonna be back next week for the makeup session. We'll continue with this module. I'm very excited to see what this talking sheep is about. But yeah, we'll see you next week. We have some business to attend to. Yes. Awesome. So everyone, we will see you next week. Come visit us on Friday at 7:30.